Hi, I'm Keegan Shivers,
And I'm Nick Shivers.
and this is the Shivers Report, where you get the most up-to-date real estate information.
In the world! It's kind of like the Terminator, the AI against the human. Now, I am a human. This isn't fake unreality here. This is real Nick Shivers. And this is Keegan Shivers. We're real. So here's the reality. So, Keegan, in your world, okay, because I'm an old grumpy guy, you know, a lot of people my age and higher, they can't stand AI. I actually think AI can help agents in this industry, but a lot of people are scared to death. They think that it's going to take it over. I mean, in your generation, what do you think is going to happen, and what are the benefits, and is AI better than a human agent?
I think there's two ends to that stick. Is one side, I mean, it is scary, the advancements that we've seen since 2022 when ChatGPT came out to where it is now, where people are making videos that you can put your face on something and it seems somewhat realistic. Obviously, some you can tell. But I mean, especially for older people, like, they're not used to that. They see stuff and they're getting tricked. I mean, there was just a celebrity guy who said people are getting scammed hundreds of thousands of dollars because they're able to clone his voice, him, his passport, all this stuff. And people were spending money to go live with him is what they were scamming about.
Ugh.
So that aspect, that part is scary,
Yeah.
because there's going to need to be some type of regulation to have control over what it can and can't be used for, because it's kind of free reign right now. It's kind of free reign. It's whoever's racing the fastest to get the best AI. And right now it's OpenAI, but there's so many different companies spending so much money trying to advance to be the first one to get to that next level. When it comes to agent side of things, it's scary for the older generation because it's so new. It's something that they haven't had to deal with in their whole time in the industry. For a younger agent, it's exciting because it gives you that leverage to be able to get in the game using different tools that the older generation doesn't understand.
Right. Yeah, I think AI has leveled the playing field for the big giant companies. You can compete against those guys with AI, because AI allows you to do things that used to cost hundreds of thousands of dollars, and you can do it for pennies on the dollar right now.
Yep.
So I do believe, I think a lot of people, again, you can't do the in the box thinking anymore if you want to survive in this industry. So my personal opinion is, if you don't get knowledge on AI, and here's the beautiful thing, I'm not a tech guy, but AI is pretty simple to use.
On a basic level.
On a basic level.
Yeah.
But and it can go advanced. But I think my personal opinion is the AI enhanced agent is the winner, because here's the reality. AI will never, in my opinion, and I'd like to hear your opinion on this, but AI will never take the place of a human agent that understands market dynamics. Real estate is hyper local, and they can read the room. Example, Zillow and all those other iBuyers, they, like in 2020, they said, there's no reason to use an agent anymore. We'll just buy your house. Well, they lost billions and billions and billions of dollars because they realized that maybe in a cookie cutter neighborhood where the homes were built from 2015 to 2025, all the same, AI could tell you what those homes were worth. Maybe in that type of market. But in the Portland market, the Seattle market, where neighborhood by neighborhood, they change in dynamics between Bend and Redmond and Southwest Washington County and Multnomah County. AI will never be able to figure that out, in my opinion, anytime soon. So that is why the human agent powered by AI will be the victor over those robots. What do you say?
I agree. I disagree on the fact that, yes, real estate is hyper local. I do think AI will get to the point where it's smart enough to understand the differences. I think the more real estate agents use it, the more data it's collecting, the more it's learning in those situations. And I think to a certain point, it's going to get smarter than everyone. I think just because of the amount of data that it's intaking and how it's constantly learning,
Yeah.
you can't compete with that.
Yeah.
Because of just the sheer amount of data that it's integrating within those cities too from the agents that are using it.
Yeah. Let me counter that a little bit, and I'm going to disagree. So here's the difference. Here's an example. I was talking with we were negotiating on a transaction. My client said that they were willing to do this. Okay. I was on the phone with the agent and I asked her a question and I listened to what she said. And based off that, I knew that I could get something better for my client. How would AI ever be able to do that?
What I was going with that was that AI will be able to tell those hyper local differences.
Yeah, okay.
But I do agree with you that the emotional side of the transaction, AI will never be able to replicate unless their only care in the world is all about money.
Yeah.
And they think that using AI or using something powered by AI is going to save them that money, and they could care less about anything else. Somebody who might be pretty smart and maybe good in the industry and has the time to maybe do that themselves, I think those people might enjoy that side of it. For a normal person who works, they don't have the time to go through and negotiate themselves, or they're going to have differences when a repair denim comes back and AI says, what are they going to say?
Right.
At this point, there's nowhere near that level of capacity. And I think, like you said, the AI agent who can utilize those tools is going to excel in the next couple of years.
I agree. I think it allows you to have a framework before you even start the process, and then you use your market knowledge. But the one thing that, again, maybe this young generation and younger, but it seems like even the younger generation starting to push back.
Oh, I agree.
On technology a little bit, but everybody thinks negotiations is logical. But we all know it goes emotional, like real quick, especially this is my home. This is where I raised my family. How dare you disrespect my blue carpet? So that is where I think the human will overcome these Terminator AI agents. So if we had to vote, who is more powerful, the human or the AI agent? Who's more powerful?
Right now, the human.
Okay.
I think in the world as a whole, it will be interesting over the next 5 to 10 years what AI reaches and what capacity it takes, because, I mean, AI came out 3 years ago.
Right.
And it's used on everything now.
Right.
It can code better than the best coders. It can.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be interesting to see.
It is going to be interesting to see. But I'll probably be dead before they get rid of the human agent. So I'm all right with that. Thanks for tuning in to the Shivers Report.
And if you have any questions about real estate in the Pacific Northwest,
we have you covered.